I am back, guys. It's been a while since I made a video. I had actually taken a break from the game. I played other games like Path of Exile 2. Went on a vacation. Basically, I was just chilling out and then I finally came back to the game. And today I come to you with a very spicy video and it's about this new gem, Specter Glass. Now, Specter Glass is exactly not the newest gem, but it came out when I was at a break. So it's kind of new, still new. It's been a 1 month or 2 months or so. And there is a lot of confusion regarding Spectre Glass. And basically, some people might know how it actually works. But I've seen that there are a lot of people very confused on how it actually works and how this armor break actually works in the game. Because what I found actually surprised me, because of which I'm making this video so that we can clear this for once and for all. How armor break actually works in the game. You'll be surprised to know that there are two types of armor breaks in the game, right? So yeah, without any further ado, let's get into the video which shall cover Spectre Glass, armor breaks, additive damage, multiplicative damage. There might be some numbers, so get ready for the video. First things first, let's see what this gem actually does. It says critical hits shatters enemy armor for 2 seconds, increasing the damage they take from you by 10%. Cannot occur more than every 6 seconds, right? So basically what it says that when you do a critical hit damage to an enemy, it shatters their armor and you do more damage. At rank 10, this is 28%. So this is a big damage boost, right? So the point of confusion, like I said, is regarding armor break. And like I said, there are two types of armor break in this game. One is which Spectre Glass falls into. So I would like to explain this with the help of an example. All right, so I'll try to keep it as simple as possible, right? So say for example, you do 10,000 damage, right? This is your base damage, 10,000, and you add a blood soaked jade as your gem, which gives you 24% extra damage boost. Now your damage multiplier is 1.24 and you do 12,400 damage. This is basic stuff, right? 24% damage boost, 0.24, 2,400 extra damage. Basic stuff. Then you add another gems, for example, Crimson Behelit, right? The new one, which gives you 30% more damage. So now what happens is you add the damage of blood soaked and crimson and it comes to 54. 24 plus 30, 54, and now your multiplier is 1.54. Again, very basic stuff. And now your damage, you multiply 1.54 with 10,000, it becomes 15,400, right? So this is common knowledge, known knowledge. I have actually tested all this in the dummy and to double check and verify, and it works exactly like this. Now, Spectre Glass. Spectre Glass gives you 28% more damage when you break any enemy's armor, right? So that they take basically 28% more damage. So how does it work? There is a confusion regarding these two ways, right? First one is people think that it is additive. Basically, it is same as damage boost from Blood Soaked Jade and Crimson Behelit. You just add 0.24, 0.30 for Crimson and 0.28 for Spectre Glass, right? Just add. This is additive damage and you get a multiplier of 1.82. Multiply this with 10,000, you get 18,200 damage. This is what some of the people think happens, and some other people thinks that armor break is a separate pool of damage and it is multiplicative. What does that mean is the second part you see here, it says 1 plus 0.24, 0.30, that's for Blood Soaked Jade and Crimson, they form in one bracket, and you multiply this with armor break 1.28, basically 28, that's a separate bracket. And usually two types of bracket are usually multiplicative and you get 1.97, right? This is another confusion, right? And you multiply this with 10,000 and you get 19,700. So you see the damage when it is multiplicative, it is much more. While when it is additive, it is 18,000. In multiplicative, it is 19,000. So big damage gap here. Now the question is, which one Spectre Glass falls in which one, additive or multiplicative? The answer to that Dear friends, it's additive. It just basically adds up with your blood soaked jade and crimson. You just add your specter and it's 1.82 in this case. And I have tested this in dummy. I'll show you the real numbers, not just these theoretical things. I use this to make things easier, right? So this is what spectral glass falls into, and this is one type of armor break. Like I said, there are two types, so now let's check out the other type. So the other type of armor break is something like this essence. For example, bone spike shatters enemy armor, increasing the damage they take by 17.6% for 3 seconds up to a maximum of 22.8 seconds. So what it says is that when you hit enemy with bone spike, it shatters the enemy and they take more damage. Now this is a different type of armor break. Now I'll show you how it is different. Now, if you check Spectre Glass, it says increasing the damage they take from you by 16%. So there's this word from you, and that changes everything. Yes, I know, even I was shocked. Like, just these two words change everything. Yes, it does. And I'll give credit where it's due. This was actually pointed out by, Kozlowski. I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing his name. I'm sorry for that. But Cosby, aka Cosby. So he says that there's the word from you, and basically when there's the word from you written, it basically means a normal damage boost, just like blood soaked jade and blood soaked pain clasp and everything, right? So this is there from you written, and in these basically it says bone spike shatters enemy armor, increasing the damage they take. There's no from you here, so this is a global armor shattering armor break, right? And which means anyone who's attacking this person who got hit by bone spikes, they are going to do more damage. And this one is multiplicative, like I said in this Excel sheet, right? The multiplicative one has more damage. It ends up with a higher multiplier. So something like this has actually multiplicative damage, and hence what I realize is these are highly underrated, and if you can incorporate these in your builds, it will actually give you a lot of damage boost. But it's not so easy and it is rare, right? So yeah, these armor break are global armor breaks. Global armor breaks are basically multiplicative, meaning more damage, and these are not global armor breaks. These are debuffs. Both of them are debuffs on the enemy, but this one is just one-on-one with you and the enemy. But the other one is it's not it, the other one is for global. When you apply the debuff, anyone can take advantage of that, right? So when it is just 1v1 you and that enemy, then Spectre Glass falls into that. So yeah, guys, that is what I wanted to highlight. Even Firelord Azula or Firelord L Jackson, he also said that he has done a lot of tests. He had already known about this, but I also did my test, and then I discussed with him, and we both came. Whatever conclusion he came to, I came to the same conclusion. These are the findings of my test. What I did was I put in a Starfire and Cursling, making my resonance 480, right? And these two gems do not give any damage boost, and I did a primary attack that gave me 32,446 damage. This is the base damage that I get from my without any damage boost. Now I use Blood Soaked Jade rank 5 and a Berserker's Eye rank 2. This also keeps my resonance at 480, and this basically gives me a 20% damage boost, 13.5 from Blood Soak to 6.5 from Berserker's Eye, and I got 38,936. This is okay, and it's exactly 20% damage buff. Now I use Spectre Glass and Blood Soaked Jade. Blood Soaked Jade is 13.5. Spectre Glass rank 1. Resonance is kept at 480, and it is 10%, right? So 40,071. So this comes to as 23.5% damage buff from 32. If you just multiply this, you will get 40,000, right? So this proves that Spectre Glass, the damage is just additive to just like any other damage from Blood Soaked, Pain Clasp and everything. If it was multiplicative, it would have been 40,500. I've done this calculation here. If you can understand this, 1.35 into multiplied by 1.1. So that is all I wanted to share in this particular video, that there are two types of armor breaks. One is global and one is 1v1. When it is one-on-one armor break, the debuff is person specific. So in that case, it is just additive, it just adds to your damage. However, when it is global, then it is much more better, it's multiplicative. So yeah guys, I found out about this only because I was considering whether I should, make a Spectre glass, or whether I should consider making a new, Crimson Behelit of rank 10. Either I have so many, fragments, the telluric fragments, I can make any one of them to rank 10, right? I can make 40 copies of gems. So it was a very crucial decision for me. And in my next video, I'll do a comparison of Crimson Bahilit versus Spectre Glass, and even Pain Clasp and everything. And I'll show you the damage difference between all of these gems and which one I chose in the end. So yeah, make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you can stay updated. I'm back in making video, back in Diablo Immortal, and it's been fun. Honestly, it's been fun, and there's a lot to cover. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.